Last question, would you look forward to Mayweather versus Mcgregor? A lot of people like talking about it.
You know what?
Who knows if it's possible, but
not really, because I just think, Mayweather's a better boxer. Don't get me wrong, if they went into the octagon, I would pick obviously Conor McGregor to win, but I don't know if it's a great fight. I think Conor's a great boxer for an MMA fighter. He has a great left hand. He can definitely box, but Mayweather hasn't lost a fight.
Arguably the best ever.
Who could be? Yeah, maybe. You can't hit him, can you? So no, I don't think it's a great fight. Listen, I think it's a great event.
Yeah, definitely.
But I don't think it's a great fight.
Big payday for both.
Yeah, of course.
Do you think there's anything out there that can bring Mayweather out of retirement? A lot of people, that's the bigger question. Is it just McGregor? Is it the payday? If he was able to get that with someone else, would he come out? What do you take to his retirement?
You don't know, do you? I mean, he's achieved everything you can achieve in boxing. There's not really any. I don't think there's anyone there with the sort of, the reputation or profile or accolades as a fighter that would really tempt him out. He's beaten everyone there is to beat. I thought the Canelo win that time was a big win for him. Obviously Pacquiao as well.
Yeah.
De La Hoya was a huge, obviously a signature
Has the
fight.
McGregor fight talk kind of pushed the Pacquiao rematch aside and just people kind of forgot about it, or do you think it's still relevant? From your
it's died down, hasn't it? It's died down. We haven't really heard much of it lately, so it's difficult to say. But I mean, I think last time, because it was so hyped up, but didn't really. It wasn't a great fight for the non-purists. They thought it was a boring fight. I enjoyed the fight. I think most hardcore boxing fans still enjoyed the fight because of what Mayweather did. I thought
masterful performance.
So as a purist, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching what he did. But I think it was the type of fight that so many casual fans that never watch a fight tuned in to watch our sport. And they probably felt let down by it. So I don't think it would generate anywhere near the same revenue or publicity, but I think it'd still probably generate a lot.
Yeah.
So,
We were talking about the pay-per-view platform, big pay-per-view coming up, Saul Canelo Alvarez versus Chavez Jr. What do you expect in that fight?
I think talent-wise, Canelo's a much better fighter. Obviously the weight's interesting, 165. I don't think Chavez was obviously probably more effective at 160 than it was 168, but he definitely was. So, but maybe he was struggling to do that.
Yeah.
So maybe 165 will be a lot more comfortable for him. Yeah, he's still big at the weight. Canelo, I think, is a massive 154. I know he's short to 154. Probably 157 would be his ideal weight.
Yeah.
So 165 is giving a lot of advantage away physically.
Why is
Chavez,
he willing?
But I think he's got more talent.
Why was he willing to give Chavez Jr. that much of a weight advantage, and when it came to Golovkin, he actually asked Golovkin to come down? Why do you think?
What do you think?
I'm asking the.
Or does anyone think it's common sense, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't want to. Canelo's a great fighter, so I don't want to say, but obviously he must have fancied the fight with Golovkin, because to go up to 165 to fight someone like Chavez, but you won't go up to 160 to fight Golovkin, doesn't really. You're contradicting yourself, aren't you?
Yeah.
So
a few people have.
It tells its own story.
They've mentioned that he could be using Chavez Jr. as measuring Golovkin possibly next or in the future. Is there any resemblance there?
No, I don't agree with it. If that was the case, why not fight someone that Golovkin's beating at 160?
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Him and Chavez is a huge fight for the Mexican fight fans, and I'm sure it's going to generate a lot of money. And at the end of the day, it is a business. Professional boxing, that's his job, that's what he gets paid to do. So if he's going to make X amount fighting Chavez or half that amount fighting someone else, that's probably us as purists would say is more credible.
Yeah.
That he's going to go for the more money, isn't he? So you can't blame it. I think we'd all do the same. So it's all. Listen, we can all sit here and say, we want to see the best fight, the best, but you have to put yourself in that person's shoes, and if you're going to get more money to fight Chavez than you are in what you feel would be a less risky fight, to fight less money to fight Golovkin, you're going to do that, aren't you?
Definitely. Your brother, he's set to debut St. Patrick's Day. Every time you see him fight, even the amateurs, as he's yet to make his pro debut, do you get anxious for him? Do you anticipate?
I get more nervous for him than when I fight myself.
Yeah.
It's because it's out of my control. I do believe he is the best fighter in the world. He was the best amateur in the world. He's now come in, he's just a rookie now in the pros, but he's came to the right man who's going to bring him along perfectly. I believe in Manny, and what I've learned from this 2 weeks, or more, just over 2 weeks being out here, in their environment is that he certainly is in the right hands, in really good hands. A man who's not going to rush him, who's building him along perfectly, and slowly but surely will mature him in the world champion.
He had an extensive amateur career. A lot of people like to compare it to Lomachenko's, how he was easily rushed into a world title shot. I think it was.
I think he got it in the second fight.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a lot of people always they
Yeah.
ask me about your brother. Is he gonna be rushed like Lomachenko?
I don't think so. I think Manny came of the right kind. He's very young. Where Lomachenko was older. He done 3 Olympics, or I think, and was around a lot probably longer than what he was. He was very young in his first Olympics at 17, so he's still young as a pro coming in. He's with the right man who's ready to bring him along. He knows kind of already the level he is at. He's comparing him to certain fighters in the gym and certain fighters on rankings and where he thinks he's at. And he's a work in progress still. He's not the finished article. He's a fantastic ability. He's a fantastic amateur now. He's starting out and learning the pro game.
How was that competitive between you and your brother growing up? You're both fighters.
And we couldn't go running together. If we went running on a slow jog, if we were okay, let's do a 6-mile run or a 5-mile run. For the first 1 mile, he's running in front of me, just in front. We never run side to side,
Yeah.
and we never spoke. It was in front, so I would always try and get in front of them. And it was only supposed to be a late jog, so
Yeah.
it's certainly brought us on.
Even on Saturday,
Yeah.
running up the mountain.
Macklin, how's it going?
What's happening?
This is our manager, man.
Yeah, we're talking about your new fighter, Michael Conlan.
Oh yeah.
Competitive with his son, his brother Jamie. What can we expect from Michael?
I think Michael will go all the way. I think he'll be guaranteed to be a world champion. I think he's a special talent. And I think he'll be going to the right people, top rank. I think he'll be moving into a pay-per-view stuff.
What would separate him from the pack? What attribute, what skill in particular that you feel?
I think he's a pretty complete fighter. You know, he can box. That's probably his best attribute. He's a really good boxer, really smart. He's tall for his weight. He hits quite hard, but he can also sit in the pocket and can fight on the inside. You know, and he's experienced. You know, and his self-belief as well. He really believes in himself, which is key. And you know, he really does believe in himself, and he's backed it up. You know, he was bronze medalist as a 20-year-old in the London Olympics. He was Commonwealth Games gold medalist. He was European gold medalist and best boxer of the tournament. World amateur champion. You know, should have won the gold medal. We believe in Rio. Only he lost out in the quarterfinals to a very bad decision. So you know, his international experience is second to none, and you know, he has the right team around him. He's in a great stable here in the Rock Gym, great sparring. Oscar Valdez, Jesse Magdaleno, just to name 2. So you know, I think everything's going right for him. Having
his career that's yet to even begin as a professional in your hands, a lot of people always mention and like to compare his amateur run to Vasyl Lomachenko, and they ask me, is he going to be moved that quick into a title shot? What would you like for your fighter? What makes more sense?
I don't think it would move that quickly. No, I don't think so. Having said that, you know, he's mature, he's very experienced, he's very talented. I don't think it'll be fast. You know, I think by the end of year 2 he'll be world champion.
He says Conor Mcgregor is going to walk him out.
Yeah.
What do you take to Conor McGregor? He's the biggest thing out there. What do you make of him? And then he's walking out a young fighter. It's a lot of motivation for him, you know, to have such a fighter.
Yeah, of course. Well, Conor's really flying the flag for Ireland. He's brilliant and creates a real buzz. He's a real showman. You know, not everyone likes him, but whether you like him or you don't, he's entertainment, and he brings the crowds, and you know, everyone's talking about him, right? So and he's backed it up. You know, he's a press talker, but he's backed it up, so you have to respect that. You know, and he's a proud Irishman. He said he's a proud fighting man. He said to Mick that he'd carry the flag out on St Patrick's Day. So you know, hopefully he's true to his word. I'm sure he will if he can. And I think we're all looking forward to that as well. So that and the fact that Mick's making his debut will be a great.
You want to add in terms of what we can expect from Mick or your company or anything?
I think we've got a great stable of fighters. They're all coming through. I think Michael's going to be a star of the sport. I think he's going to be the next big thing over here. I think you know, Conor McGregor really showing what market there is if you get a really good Irish fighter. You know, that gets momentum, that's fighting busy, and that's on the right platforms, and keeps winning. And I think in Michael, you have the real deal. You have that. You have someone whose ability matches popularity. I see it even. You know, I think this. Michael Conlan's going to be.
How much has Mcgregor opened the door for him as an Irish fighter, the Irish boxing scene?
Well, I think
he's
he's whetted the appetite for Irish fight fans. Okay, that's MMA, but it's a combat sport. It's a fight sport. So, you know, he's tapped. Yeah, say that right. So he's tapped into that audience, hasn't he? So, yeah, no, it's exciting times.